Hello everyone, welcome to Study IQ. In this video, we'll do the current affairs of 25th of April. Let's start the video. Reserve Bank of India recently has allowed commercial banks to pay up to what percent of the pre-COVID dividends? What is a dividend? Dividend is a part of the profit that is given to the shareholder. Now, during these COVID times, the problem is that there is a lot of uncertainty that the Reserve Bank of India is expecting. So it wants banks to save money and not give full 100% dividend to the shareholder. But it has allowed 50% of the dividend to be given. So the answer is 50%. In fact, there are some banks which are not paying any dividend, like HDFC Bank. HDFC Bank is saying it will not pay any dividend. But the limit is 50%. So till 50%, you can give the dividend to the shareholders. And Reserve Bank of India has made lot of committees recently. Let me tell you 6 committees of Reserve Bank of India in the last 2 months. So within last 2 months, there have been 6 committees. First one is the Sudarshan Sen Committee. Sudarshan Sen Committee was made to review the ARCs, also known as Asset Reconstruction Companies. Sudarshan Sen Committee for reviewing the asset reconstruction companies. Second is the RBI Regulations Review Authority RRA version 2. RBI RRA version 2, which is the Regulations Review Authority, and the chairman of that is Mr. M. Rajeshwar Rao. M. Rajeshwar Rao. So this is the second committee. The third is made under the chairmanship of N.S. Vishwanathan. N.S. Vishwanathan. And this is the RBI panel on primary urban cooperative banks. They will analyze the primary urban cooperative banks. The fourth committee is the Jayant Kumar Das Committee. Jayant Kumar Das, and this committee is for examining digital lending risks. There are always risks associated with digital lending, so this committee will analyze those risks. And then we also have Shamal Gopinath Committee. And what is the purpose of Shamal Gopinath Committee? Shamal Gopinath Committee is advisory committee for evaluating the application for small finance bank and universal bank. If you want to open a small finance bank or universal bank, your application will be reviewed by Shamal Gopinath Committee. And RBI also recently decided that they will start a new index called Financial Inclusion Index. Financial Inclusion Index. By the way, former Deputy Governor of the RBI passed away recently. What was his name? RBI, has 4 Deputy Governor. And recently one of the Deputy Governor has retired and one Deputy Governor has expired. So the one who has retired is BP Kanungo. BP Kanungo recently retired, and the one who has expired is Kamlesh Chandra Chakraborty. Kamlesh Chandra Chakraborty. He has passed away. Next question is again about RBI. So RBI has approved the appointment of Atanu Chakraborty as the part-time chairman of which bank? Atanu Chakraborty has held important positions in various ministries. And remember, he is now the part-time chairman of HDFC Bank. He is the former Economic Affairs Secretary of India also. HDFC Bank. And who is the CEO of HDFC Bank? Shashidhar Jagdishan. Shashidhar Jagdishan. And HDFC Bank recently started a card called Shaurya KGC card. Shaurya KGC card. And they also launched a mobile app for the farmers called E-Kisan Dhan. E-Kisan Dhan. In fact, HDFC Bank has started Smart Up Unnati program. Smart Up Unnati program. And they also have made their new corporate social responsibility brand called Parivartan. So Parivartan is the brand created by HDFC for bringing a change to the society. HDFC Bank also started Muh Band Rakho campaign for cyber safety. You can also call it digital safety. Muh Band Rakho means shut your mouth. Basically, you should shut your mouth if you are called by a stranger, and you should not reveal your OTP or other details. That is the purpose. Muh Band Rakho campaign. Then HDFC Ergo, it is an insurance company owned by HDFC Ergo. They have launched a product recently called Business Kisht Suraksha. Business Kisht is nothing but EMI. Business Kisht Suraksha. Remember all these things about HDFC Bank. Who has been appointed as the first woman chairperson of NASSCOM, National Association of Software and Services Companies? Very important question. Her name is Rekha Menon. Rekha Menon. And who will be the vice chairman? Vice chairperson will be Krishnan Ramanujam. K. Ramanujam. Just remember K. Ramanujam. K. Ramanujam. And Rekha Menon has replaced whom? So Rekha Menon will replace UB Praveen Rao. UB Praveen Rao. So the new chairman is Rekha Menon and the new vice chairman is Krishnan Ramanujam. And also remember one more person, Soma Mondal. Soma Mondal. Soma Mondal is the chairman of SAIL, Steel Authority of India Limited. Steel Authority of India Limited. Who is the author of the book Climate Change Explained for One and All? Who has written this book? So this book has been written by Akash Ranisen. Akash Ranisen. So direct question, nothing much to explain here. When was the World Veterinary Day observed? Veterinary basically relates to animal health, the word veterinary. So that is why if there is a veterinary doctor, it means the doctor for the animals. World Veterinary Day, remember, is observed on the last Saturday of April. The day is not fixed. The last Saturday of April. And this time the last Saturday of April is 24th of April. So the answer is 24th of April. 24th of April. And what was the theme? The theme was the veterinarian response to the COVID-19 crisis. The veterinarian response to the COVID-19 crisis. And we are talking about animal health. Amit Mistry passed away. He was a renowned who? So Amit Mistry was a renowned actor and he was popular in the Gujarati movies and Hindi movies also. Hindi movies and Gujarati movies. In fact, there is a Amazon Prime video series called Bandish Bandits. He acted in that also. It was his rise to fame. He was only 47 years old, but he died of a heart attack. So he was a Gujarati actor. Who was awarded the Václav Havel Human Rights Award? Václav Havel Human Rights Award was bestowed upon a Saudi Arabia activist called Loujain al-Hathloul. Loujain al-Hathloul. And you know, this award has been named after the former president of Czech Republic. The former president of Czech Republic, Mr. Václav Havel. It's an important human rights award. And who is she? Who is Loujain al-Hathloul? She is one of the leaders of the Saudi feminist movement. You must have, you must have heard that now the woman can drive the car in Saudi Arabia. All of this is because of her efforts. So she is only 31 years old and she has been doing a lot of work in Saudi Arabia. Now, can you tell me an important company from Saudi Arabia? The biggest company, one of the biggest of the world. It's an oil and gas company called Aramco. A-R-A-M-C-O, Saudi Aramco. And Riyadh is the capital of Saudi Arabia. Riyadh, right? Now, talking of Human Rights Award, you should remember two most important Human Rights Award. So one is the Sakharov Prize. Sakharov Prize is given by the European Union, the European Parliament. Sakharov Prize was given to Svetlana Tikhanovskaya. Sakharov Prize was given to Svetlana Tikhanovskaya. And then we have the Nuremberg Sayragul Sortbe. Nuremberg Award, which is given by Germany, it was given to Sayragul Sortbe, who is a Chinese person. And she was given this award because she told the world about the human rights abuses of China against the Uyghur Muslims. And she has written a book also called The Chief Witness. The Chief Witness is a book written by Sayragul Sortbe. So these are two very important awards. Okay. Indian Navy has sent its deep submergence rescue vessel to assist which country in finding their KNRI Nangala submarine? So it is a very sad news that there were more than 50 naval officers in this Indonesian submarine, and it sank to the bottom of the ocean and they all died. All the rescue efforts yielded no result. They died because the oxygen pressure, the air pressure is very high at the bottom of the ocean. The lungs explode, and also they were out of oxygen. So if any submarine sinks in the ocean, there is only oxygen available for only 3 to 4 days. So they have been declared dead now by the Indonesian government, and very unfortunate that more than 50 naval officers were inside this submarine. It sank in the ocean, right? Now remember a few things about Indonesia. So Indonesia will host the G20 summit in 2022, that is next year. Indonesia will host the G20 summit in 2022 and India will host it now in 2023. And then India does two military exercises with Indonesia. One is the Garuda Shakti, and then we have Samudra Shakti. Garuda Shakti, Samudra Shakti. Please don't confuse Garuda Shakti with Garud and Shakti. If I split the word Garuda Shakti, I get Garuda and Shakti. And Garuda and Shakti, if I put them differently, so Garuda exercise is between India and France, and Shakti exercise is between India and France. But Garuda Shakti together is the exercise between India and Indonesia. Understood or not understood? And then who is India's ambassador to Indonesia? Manoj Kumar Bharti. Manoj Kumar Bharti is India's ambassador to Indonesia, and Indonesia will also host the Under-20 FIFA Football World Cup. Men's Under-20 World Cup will take place in Indonesia in 2023. Very important. Ola Electric Mobility will invest how much amount in the next 5 years to build the hypercharger network? Basically, if we are to have an electric two-wheeler revolution in India, we need the charging infrastructure, and that is what Ola means by hypercharger network. They want to have 100,000 or 1 lakh charging points across 400 cities in the next 5 years, right? 1 lakh charging points in the next 5 years, but the immediate target is to have 5,000 chargers in 100 cities by 2022, 31st March 2022, and Ola will be making an investment of $2 billion over the next 5 years. So Ola Electric will invest $2 billion. The answer is $2 billion. And who is the CEO of Ola? It is Bhavish Aggarwal. Bhavish Aggarwal is the CEO of Ola. By the way, did Ola acquire any company that manufactures electric scooter? Yes, it is a Dutch company called Etergo. E-T-E-R-G-O. Etergo is a company from Netherlands that was acquired by Ola. Don't forget. Union government has set a target to achieve how many million tons of mustard production by 2025-26, that is almost in the next 5 years. Our target is to have 17 million ton of mustard by 2025-26. And mustard is an important oil seed in India. The mustard oil is used for cooking, for various things, right? And mustard is a crop, right? So do you know any other crop that was in news? I'll tell you not even three, four. I'll tell you four. So one is the marigold variety that has been created by the scientists recently called Arka Shubha. Arka Shubha. It is a new marigold flower variety. Then there is a new cashew nut variety called Netra Vaman. And then recently the Punjab Agriculture University has created Punjab Sona and Punjab Kesar. These are the carotene-rich tomatoes. Carotene-rich tomatoes called Punjab Sona and Punjab Kesar. And don't forget, there are two varieties of brinjal also which are rich in anthocyanin. So we have anthocyanin-rich brinjal called Punjab Ronak and Punjab Bharpur. Punjab Ronak and Punjab Bharpur. Which space agency has successfully launched the SHIELD mission? And you can see the full form of SHIELD. Spatial Heterodyne Interferometric Emission Line Dynamic Spectrometer. So this is a latest mission, SHIELD mission of NASA. And they want to survey the windshield of the solar system. The windshield of the solar system. Don't forget, NASA. And also, who has become the new chairman of NASA? Bill Nelson. Mr. Bill Nelson is the new chairman of NASA. In fact, there is a NASA mission or spacecraft to Mars which completed 20 years called Odyssey. So Odyssey spacecraft of NASA recently completed 20 years. So what is this SHIELD mission like? What it is about, this SHIELD thing? Basically, they will study the solar system's windshield. Highly technical things, don't go into deep in this, okay? Okay, moving on. When was the first National Panchayati Raj Day observed? National Panchayati Raj Day was first observed by Prime Minister Manmohan Singh in 2010, 24th of April 2010. Now, why this day is so important? Because in 1993, there was the 73rd Amendment to the Constitution of India that institutionalized the Panchayati Raj system. 73rd Amendment to the Constitution of India was enacted on this day, 24th of April 1993. And we started celebrating this day from 2010 onwards. So the answer is 24th April 2010. Which airport has become the first to introduce an oxygen bar named OxyPure? So OxyPure was recently inaugurated at the Delhi airport, which is also called Indira Gandhi International Airport. Indira Gandhi International Airport. The US House of Representatives has voted to make which city as the 51st state of United States of America? So it is Washington DC. Washington DC is the headquarters for NASA, for International Monetary Fund, for World Bank, etc. And it will be the 51st state of US. Which country has approved the use of baricitinib for COVID patients? Baricitinib is a vaccine. It's used for rheumatic fever, but they will now use it on COVID patients, and it is Japan. So Japan has approved the use of baricitinib for COVID. It is used for rheumatoid arthritis. Prime Minister Modi launched the distribution of e-property cards under which scheme on 24th of April 2021. So remember, this is Swamitwa scheme. The word Swamitwa means ownership. Swamitwa stands for Survey of Villages and Mapping with Improvised Technology in Village Areas, which means it will do mapping and surveying. It will provide modern technical tools to measure the property, so thereby eliminating or reducing the property disputes to a great extent. So this scheme is called Swamitva. And in fact, this scheme has completed 1 year. Swamitva scheme was launched by PM Modi on 24th of April 2020. And it's a central sector scheme, which means it is completely funded by the government of India, central government. A glacier burst has been reported in the Sumna area of the Niti Valley. This valley is where? So another glacial burst, and this time in the Niti Valley, it is in Uttarakhand. And Niti Valley is located near the India-China border in the Chamoli district of Uttarakhand. And Chief Minister of Uttarakhand is Tirath Singh Rawat. Tirath Singh Rawat. What is the meaning of glacial burst? So I'll tell you what is a glacier burst in very, very simple terms. What is a glacier? Glacier is floating ice. The floating ice is called glacier, as simple as that. So eventually this ice will melt slowly and it will be a source of water. But in glacial burst, what happens? A part of this ice gets broken and then it goes into the lake, and because of that the water in the lake will be spilled out and it will be floods because of that. That is called glacial burst. Technically, the water of the glacier should melt very, very slowly so that it will flow slowly into the river or the lake, and then from that lake it will flow down. The water will flow downstream. But what happens if the glacial burst is there? Then the glacier, instead of melting slowly, it melts very fast and it breaks off. And when it breaks off, the big bulky ice, it directly enters the lake. As a result, the water in the lake spills out, and then that spilled out water forms floods. That is called glacial burst. The Drug Controller General of India has granted emergency use of drug Virafin for COVID patient. This drug is manufactured by which company? Virafin is a drug manufactured by Zydus Cadila. Zydus Cadila. It's not made for COVID, but okay, it is antiviral. I mean, it's used for hepatitis B virus, hepatitis C virus, but emergency is there, so they have approved it for even COVID now. The drug is called Virafin. Which bank has launched the Immune India Deposit Scheme? Immune India Deposit Scheme was launched by the Central Bank of India. Central Bank of India. It's a deposit scheme, which means you deposit money and we will give you good interest rate. They are saying that if you get yourself vaccinated, then we will give you 25 basis points interest more. So for example, let's say you put money into this bank, CBI, Central Bank of India, then an ordinary person, let's say if he gets 4% interest, but you get yourself vaccinated and then you will get 4.25%. You will get 25 basis points interest more on your saving account, saving deposit, than a normal person who is not vaccinated. So that is the scheme. Okay, that's it for 25th of April. I'll see you in the video of 26th of April. Thank you for watching Study IQ.